Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now today, I don't have all that long because I got to take my son to practice, so it ain't gonna be too long today. I got to leave here in 39 minutes. So got a letter here, have not read it yet. Read the first 4 words. Say, hey Uncle Tony, I'm 22 years old and at a loss because I felt that lowered my standards in reference to looks when it came to men. But when I go for someone that's more of my caliber, what I seem to care about the most isn't there. Men that I tend to find attractive are considered looks challenged. I am completely out their league, but I can have conversations with them that really makes me feel like I don't have to dumb myself down or explain what I'm trying to say. I don't go after them because I want to feel better about myself. It's just that they tend to be on my level as far as intellect, and I'm interested in someone's intellect. Looks really don't matter, really don't make or break how I feel about someone. They just can't be predator ugly. When I'm assuming you're talking about Predator, like the movie, the thing with the hair and all the thing on the movie. I don't know if that's from RoboCop or what. When I do give them a chance, they get big-headed, but they are crazy about women who are a loose booty 901. I can't even get serious or get to the next point of laying on my back with those men because I become disgusted. They come off as smart and like they have standards, but they're only wolves in sheep clothing. I'm not trying to sound mean, but it's already bad enough they look the way they do, and then they have the audacity to have a stank attitude, which proves they don't actually like me. They just like how I look and stroking their ego. I'm not in space where I want to use men. I haven't been that way since I was 19, and I did it because I felt that was the only way. And I didn't target looks, challenge men. I targeted anyone that had that check. Check like money, not like verified check on Instagram. I fell into the assumptions that degrees secured financial stability. Big mistake. So I had to make some sacrifices and take advantage. I was never taught that I need to be open to love and respecting a man. I never had a chance to just entertain a guy just to see where his head is. I was financially deprived, not because I wanted to be or I was being lazy. I simply didn't have anyone. The only thing I had was my talk game and my looks, and it always that way throughout being a teenager. I had to be in their face because I needed. I'm not proud of it, just saying it is embarrassing because I tried to make myself feel better by telling myself you didn't get on your back or pass like a hot potato. But I still pimped out my innocence and I just knew I was untouchable. I thought none of these men were gonna get out of line because I had some iron for that. Big mistake. Some iron. You talking about like a gun? Big mistake. Came near-death experiences, but I didn't stop. I was raised in crime hills and I adapted, but since then I've been more into God, not dealing with nobody to take advantage of them because karma is real, not partaking in savagery and not putting on an act that I'm feminine, but actually being feminine and respectful. I stopped smoking weed as well as doing illegal stuff. I've been putting myself on a better path financially. This is just really taking a turn. I've just always liked ugly men. I felt like they made up on other departments that meant more to me. But some of those ones I ran into, if I didn't know an actor and caught what I did when I needed to, I would have been busted on a platform. Because now I'm just reading this what it say because I realize when I try to guess what the person mean, I end up confusing myself. So when y'all leave out words and all that, I'm just reading how y'all say, and then we just try to piece this together as we can. And my sister and I You say you were intellectual, sister. You know, yeah, you probably was in a rush when you sent this email, but yeah, you need to take a little more time. Now you could hit that space button a couple times. Just all these lines could throw your period in there every now and then. You know, and you know the first letter after a period is got a capital letter. I know how the phone is though. I know it's the phone. I know it's all the phone and it's all the phone. But I'm just trying to get this all together because they are nastier and dirtier in every way possible than the ones that look like they ain't no good. But now I'm trying to choose who chooses me. But sir, the men that approach me with unparalleled bias. Okay, you done read that somewhere? Unparalleled bias. That hit me out of nowhere. With unparalleled bias are what most people consider good looking, but I'm not attracted to them because their intellect is not there. I'm just gonna say it. I think they're too ratchet and they try to hide it when they talk to me. The way I speak, you think I'm from Windermere, not Pine Hills. Oh, okay, from Pine Hills, but earlier you call it Crime Hills. Okay, now Windermere, now that's Orlando. Now Pine Hill, that's Orlando. So you from Orlando. Okay. Women go slap crazy about them, but I don't see the hype. I honestly don't think they're bad guys. They're always really respectful and they make great efforts, but it's hard to see anything long term with them. I just can't get down with the dude. Am I being too judgmental? I'm not perfect, obviously. Yeah, that's obvious now, because with all these typos in here now, you gotta slow down on this email. But so much of me just wants someone who didn't hop off the porch. You mean hop off the porch. Came from a nice family, a 2-parent household, and don't know what getting it is. I don't want someone like me who knows what finessing is and what it's like to go without. I don't want someone who might have a struggle mindset or might be too scared to take a leap of faith with their income, or someone who knows about my old neighborhood. I just want someone that isn't a constant reminder of what I was fighting against. Am I wrong? You got a pitch on here. Okay, all right. Now I answered one yesterday of a lady. Looked like she could have been your mama. Okay, now light skin, got us a light skin. Look like you could be mixed, black and white. If your mama black and your daddy black, one of your grandparents is white. Or no, they don't look black and Hispanic. They look black and white. You got some Cherokee in you. So yeah, and you in the South. If this Windermere, Florida, Pine Hills, Florida, then okay, I get where you're coming from. Now I see why you think you're a prize, cause we're in the South. We in the South, and when you're in the South, light skin, you know, y'all gonna think y'all a prize because cause we come from slavery. You know, I'm from Polk County, right up the road from Windermere, and Ku Klux Klan came to my middle school. So the blacker the berry is not the sweeter the juice when you're in the South. Now, with this here spelling and grammar also reeks of Southern school education. Okay, now you 22 years old, that's age of graduated college, but you didn't mention nothing about college. Now, let me tell you, you really don't want an intellectual man, because if you text an intellectual man like this letter that you wrote me, he gonna hurt your feelings. He is gonna hurt your feelings. Now, see, I'm gonna tell you one thing I do, and it's just random for y'all. I'm very country. I don't know grammar and punctuation all that well. So what I do every now and then, I just Google stuff. And I just Google there or there, this or that, and I just Google it and I learn grammar rules on the daily. You know, when do I say different or differently? You see what I mean? I Google stuff and it'll teach you, okay, you use different here and differently there. You see what I mean? So start doing that first and foremost, sis, because you want your intellectual man. Where you at, it really ain't no, from crime hills, it really ain't no intellect really there. You see what I mean? Because you intellectual, okay? And you see what I mean? Everything relative. If you was in California, their school system better. If you was in New York, their school system better. You hear me? Than in the South. So intellect, that's all relative. You see what I mean? I don't sound intellectual. I'm country. If somebody just talk to me, they're gonna think I'm dumb. I don't got no college degree. I ain't hear you mention about no college degree. Somebody think I'm dumb. But I got more sense than a little bit. I got enough sense to lend somebody else some sense. You see what I mean? So the thing about it is this what you got to understand is never deal with a man that you're not attracted to. That's the first thing. Because you say the men that you tend to find attractive are considered looks challenge. So you ain't attractive. You're not attracted to them. You just like to have a conversation because you like to talk. You like to talk. You like to hear yourself talk because you didn't call yourself intellectual. So you like to hear yourself talk. What you need is a podcast, not a boyfriend. Because the other one is you 22 years old. You don't know nothing about love. Now see, you calling a man ratchet, but you done been ratchet. You out here using men for their money. You getting to the man with the check. You got that iron if they get out of line. You see near death experiences. So you all of that. You is ratchet. You see what I'm saying? You is ratchet. Let me see. The size of that earring. Let me know. Now see, a lot of times too, what y'all struggle with, just everybody that's light skinned black. Sometimes y'all struggle with not feeling black enough. And let's just go ahead and be all honest about it. I don't want nobody that's dark skinned like myself beating up on light skinned people. We just have an honest conversation. Because I talk to y'all who dark skinned too, like myself. Because see, some of you, well, I'm about to show you a computer screen. You know, some of you the color of the keys on the keyboard. You see what I mean? And then some of you the color of this here shelf. Some of you the color of this here. Some of you the color of this here wall, this navy blue. We all come in all different shades, but one thing we deal with is our complexion in America. Unless you white. Now some people that's white deal with their whiteness, struggle with their whiteness, depending on where they grew up at. White guilt or not feeling black enough or Hispanic enough, depending on where they live at, and they start to talk like, walk like, act like other races because they don't feel like they have any culture. So we all struggle in that way. So now here you are. You want to be something that you're not. And you feel like, look, you come from the struggle. You come from nothing. So you want a man that's intellectual to make you feel smart. But a man that's intellectual might be looking at you like Boo Boo the Fool. He might. Oh, really? Shaquita. Shaquilla? Oh, sorry. Oh, I apologize. So yeah, so you know, like I was saying, the metaphysical of the attributical is not condescensical. And so now he talking to you and he wants you to intellectual, and you like, yeah, you know what, I feel you right there. I feel you right there, cause see, I don't get down with the do. I ain't getting down with the get down. And that's one thing about me. So now what you want you an intellectual man because you don't really feel intellectual. You see what I'm saying? And so you looking for approval. You looking for approval. But listen, the men that you say look good, but they sound ratchet, they don't sound intellectual, that's your reflection. And you said that in your letter, you say, I don't want someone who might have a struggle mindset or might be too scared to take a leap of faith with their income. You talking about yourself. Because you just said up here, you used to go for the man with a check because you thought a degree. But you didn't mention your degree. You ain't mention nowhere in here about your degree. Okay, you say, see, I don't know where to pick up at you because you ain't really use too many periods. You say, I'm not in space. I'm not in a space where I want to use men. Okay, there's supposed to be a period right there. Okay, then I haven't been that way since I was 19. Supposed to put your comma right there. And I did it because I felt that was the only way. You could have put your period right there now. And I didn't target looks challenged men. I targeted anyone that had that check. Okay, you drop your period right there. I fell into the assumptions that degrees secured financial stability. Could drop your comma right there. Big mistake. You see what I mean? Or you could have put your period right there now. Big mistake. Here go the grammar. Now here go the English teacher. But actually, Tony, I might be reading wrong. Hush. This is my English class over here. You see what I'm saying? I don't know too much more about grammar and punctuation than you. But what I'm trying to tell you is you actually looking, just like what you said at the bottom, you looking for something that's not you. You said, or someone who knows about my old neighborhood. I just want someone that isn't a constant reminder of what I was fighting against. Am I wrong? Yes, you're wrong. Because when you looking for a man, see, you're not looking for love, you're looking for approval. But you have to become what you want to attract. So in here, you didn't mention college. You 22 years old. You didn't mention degree. So go sign up for the community college or go back and get your GED. Because you from Crime Hills and you had that steel on you and you were holding these men accountable and you were getting a check if they had a degree. So go back and get your GED. If you got your GED, you got your high school diploma, go to college. Get your associates, get your bachelor's. While you going through composition class, you going through English 101, composition 101, whatever they call it today, you finna learn grammar and punctuation. You finna really become an intellectual. So now you no longer look like what you've been through. So now you don't have to go seek approval because you will attract what you become. So when you attract the good looking men who sound ratchet, they are your reflection. Then when you attract the ugly men who sound intellectual, he is intellectual. But the reason why he ended up having an attitude, and you wrote in all caps, and then they have the audacity to have a stank attitude. You say, but it's already bad enough they look the way they do, and then they have the audacity to have a stank attitude. They have a stank attitude because women who look like you have normally given them their butt to kiss. Now, because you giving them your lips to kiss instead of your cheeks to kiss, now they don't know how to act. Like, so what this here is with these looks challenged men, this the ugly duckling syndrome. Now, I could have swore that it was an ugly duckling story. Okay. The ugly duckling hung his head in shame. The mother duckling became very embarrassed of her ugly duckling and made him stay in the corner of the pond while the others practiced swimming, diving, quacking, and splashing. So the little ugly duckling ran away. He waddled away from the pond where he was born. Now, there's a whole story on here, but y'all go look at the ugly duckling. I can't remember about the ugly duckling, but I just call this the ugly duckling syndrome. And what I mean by this, I can't remember if I got this from this story. And okay, next the ugly duckling came to an even larger pond filled with a family of geese. The goslings were brown and gray like he was. Happily, the ugly duckling waddled to the water's edge, plopped his little body in the water, and swam toward the family of geese. He advanced on one of the goslings, who looked even larger and grayer than him. Hello there, the ugly duckling happily exclaimed, with the family greeting them. With this family of geese turned and stared at the ugly duckling. And who are you? What are you? You sure are ugly. Now, see, I don't know where this gonna go at, But I just remember this story. Okay. The farmer looked at the once ugly duckling and said, "It looks like you found yourself a niche, a family. You are the most beautiful swan I have ever seen." For the rest of his days, the swan lived happily with his new swan family and was greeted often by the farmer and his family. Now see, suddenly the swan gracefully glided through the water over to where the ugly duckling was sitting. My, your feathers are the whitest I have ever seen. How they gleam in the sun," the swan exclaimed to the ugly duckling. Confused, the ugly duckling wandered to the water and peered at his reflection. Much to his surprise, he was not an ugly duckling, for he was not a duck at all. He was a beautiful white swan with a long and elegant neck. He entered the water and joined his new family. So now what this is, you see where I got this from? I just remember that story from a long time ago. So when I talk about these looks challenged men, this what it is. You get with the ugly man, look ugly. You look better than he do. Now when he get with you, he start to say, "Woo, if I could get her, I must look good." So now he get confident and he say, "Well, I need to keep going. I need to go find me another one of these swans, another one of these swans, another one of these swans." So now he go to want to get him more women because now you just reinforce him. That's why you should never deal with a man that is less attractive, that is unattractive to you. And so this is the thing. A man who looks challenged, because he looks challenged, he learn how to talk. You see how I talk? I'm country. I sound po dumb and country. If you ain't know no better, I sound po dumb and country. Anytime I get on the phone with somebody, they can't see my face and they hear me talk. But when I say, "All right, now good talking to you," they start chuckling. Every single person I ever talked to, at the end of the conversation, they start chuckling. I'm like, and I hang up the phone, I'm like, why is they laughing? But it's just, I'm so country to them, it make them laugh. They never heard nothing for it. It's like they own the farm in the middle of Alabama or Tennessee somewhere with somebody, with a barefoot boy who ain't got no shoes on, kicking rocks in the dusty sand. That's what I sound like to them. But then when they come and they see me and they meet me and they get around me and they in my lifestyle, they're like, "Whoa, hold on now. This life look totally different than what it sounded like." And that's how it is with these looks challenged men, is they're not used to having people ogle and goggle over them. So they learn how to talk. They learn how to woo you with words. I done talked to so many women. I actually just got off a coach call with a woman who ended up dealing with a man, fell for the man. She said he was not her type. She gave him a chance. Now she got 2 children from him and got married to him. And then he cheated on, and she didn't even like him like that when she met him. That's what the ugly duckling do. Now the story is a little different now. Y'all go read the whole story and get your own analysis from it. I'm just spinning off of it. But that's what the ugly duckling do. You make him feel beautiful. So then he start to look down on you and say, "Well, why you talking to me? Because you up here on the look scale, you talking to me. So if you talking to me, must be something wrong with you. So now that you done brought me up here on your level, I see your stuff stink. Ooh, smelt your breath. Ooh, you got a hair growing out your chin. You on bad birth control patch. Why you got the hair growing out your chin? Oh my goodness. Ooh, I can't deal with you." When first you was a prize, but because you dealt with him, now you done elevated him. Now he looking down on you. So now he going to look for something else. Now he looking for somebody who look like you but know who they is. See, you can't look a certain way to a man but don't know who you are. See, if you look a certain way to a man, you got to elevate on that level. So because look, it's men who look good who are intellectual. It's men who will look. Now, I'm not saying this for me because I don't know what a good looking man look like, because all of them look bad to me. But it's good looking men that women say is good looking who are intellectual. So you might have to move. You might have to move out of crime hills and go. You might have to go get your apartment in Windermere. You see what I'm saying? You might have to move somewhere, and then you got to elevate, and you got to educate, and you got to get on the level that you want to be on. So now send me another email with all correct grammar. you got to go download Grammarly and put it in Grammarly and let it show you all the correct grammar. Then you read that and you see how it's supposed to look. And you say, this intellectual right here. I did not know this was intellectual. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is amazing. All kind of periods and commas and semicolons. Oh my goodness. And then you just, boom. Your world has changed. Now you lit up. Now you start to elevate. So now when you meet this man, guess what? Who good looking and he intellectual. Now y'all having a conversation. Because you'll meet what you say you want and he'll look down on you. Or actually, you will meet who you say you want. I'll take that back. You'll meet who you say you want and he'll be enamored with you because you're the opposite of him. Because you pretty in his eyes, but you come from the hood. He might be good looking, but he come from the suburbs. And so he feel like he missed something. So then, boom, right there, opposites attract. And so what you have to do is, for one, you got to understand you 22 years old. You is a baby. You see what I mean? You really ain't seen no life at all. And then what you got to understand is God really did not make a whole lot of good looking people. So most of us men, we looks challenged. Most of us looks challenged. It's going to be 6 out of 10 of us looks challenged. And so you just got to understand that. So you got to cast your net far and further and wider. See how I said far? See what I'm saying? See what I'm trying to say? You got to cast your net further and wider. Might be farther or wider. So right there, that's a perfect example. Right there, I go to Google and I type farther or further. People use both further and farther to mean more distant. However, American English speakers favor farther for physical distance and further for figurative distance. See how just right there in 2 seconds I'm intellectual. Well, see, actually what you meant was farther, because further is for figurative distance, figurative. Now, what figurative means is, it means figurative. So what that means is figurative. So now I'm stuck in the conversation. So then what I got to do, I got to go look up figurative. Departing from a literal use of words, metaphorical. So I just said cast your net further and wider, because you really ain't casting a literal net. So I'm talking metaphorical. So actually, you see what I'm saying? It's further. You see how I just educated? See how I just sound educated now? So now, when I sit down, if I was a single man, I had to sit down with me an intellectual. So yes, what you want to do is, you're pigeonholing yourself. So you have to cast your net further and wider. She's sitting over there. Did you? That is really good. Did you go to Princeton or like Yale? And then I'm like, actually what I help do is write curriculum for Princeton and Yale. So it's a little different, but it's kind of the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So you have to become what you want to attract, and you got to stop seeking approval. And that's one thing that women is doing today. You're seeking approval. So you want a man that don't come from the hood, that don't come from the struggle, that don't sound ratchet, that don't sound illiterate. You want you a good looking, articulate, intelligent, intellectual man. So guess what you got to do? If you got the good looking part down, then guess what you got to do? Become articulate, intelligent, and intellectual. Because see, you can't be intellectual now, but don't know grammar and punctuation. Hey, Tater. I'm a little boy. I'm a little dinosaur at my window smiling. What's going on, buddy? What you doing? Oh, really? Come show the people what your toy look like. Daddy teaching a lesson right now. I got to take T to practice in a minute. Oh, you going to practice with me? Mm-hmm. Mama left? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, she had to go get a facial, I think. What, you going to practice with me? What's this?
A dragon. A
dragon? What's his name?
I don't know.
Let's call him Red.
Red?
Mm-hmm. Daddy love you. I'll be out there in a minute, okay? Okay. I'll be out there in a minute.
How long have you Get on it.
I've been on here 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes. So I'll be off here in 4 minutes. Go put some shoes on because you're going with Daddy.
Daddy, you said you'll be done at 4 o'clock.
I was done with my call at 4 o'clock. Then I had to do this video. So then I'll be done with this in 4 minutes. And then we getting in the car, go to practice. Go get ready. Put your shoes on. Close Daddy door. Close Daddy door. Hey, y'all forgive him. Y'all forgive him. Now see, listen. On this here video, we're gonna have to just be one. It's gonna have to be like home. I'm not sitting here teaching no class. Ain't got no whiteboard. Ain't got no note card. That's why I got my computer right here. I got my Google. So see, now the lesson that I want you to get with this right here, because some of these questions don't be, all that. Like some of them, it ain't gonna always be hitting. But this what I want you to get from this right here, from what this young lady is. Become what you want to attract. Become what you want to attract. So she looking for someone to complete her. Well, let me talk to you, young lady. You're looking for somebody to complete you. You don't need somebody to complete you. You need somebody to complement you. So you need to become what you want to attract. And then he is what you want to attract, but he just brings something to the table. Don't look for somebody that's everything that you're not, because that is seeking approval. Because he may look at you at everything that he is not, but he may see that as a negative. So he may say, oh, she like Nunu from ATL. Not really, because Nunu wasn't from the hood. But this right here, she like Bonquisha, but, she look good. Like, her name is LaTanya. You see what I mean? But she sound like Bonquisha, but she look like LaToya. You see what I mean? And so now he kind of like, so this old hood baby. Old hood baby. Have you ever had one of this? Do you know what this is? This is a caramel. I know y'all say caramel. It's actually caramel. This is a caramel macchiato. Have you? Oh, y'all don't have Starbucks where you come. You from Crime Hills? Y'all don't have Starbucks because they wouldn't get any business because y'all don't have any real money. Nothing against you or anything like that. Nothing against you. It's just, let's just be honest about the situation. Where you come from, y'all don't have any money. Like me, I'm not from there. Like I'm come from. We have Starbucks on every corner. Okay, caramel macchiatos. And so, do you know how to spell macchiato? No, you thought I was talking about Machine Gun Kelly. No. Never mind. I'll write it down for you. You see what I'm saying? So now, while you looking for everything that you not, that's how he'll end up treating you. But when you educate and you elevate and you grow and you become what you want to attract, now he look at you and he's in awe with you. Because he's like, man, she come from Crime Hills. Man, she come from nothing. But she articulate, she educated. Like she wrote me a handwritten letter and it had perfect grammar. Like, how did she do that? Like she's self-taught. Like she's a boss. Like this is amazing. This is attractive. Like this is what I've been waiting for. Like a woman who just comes from the mud and just made it out and came from nothing. But can hold a conversation, and she's not a product of her environment. Like she made it, she grew, she's something that, oh my goodness, she's an anomaly. Like you already know what you understand what I mean by anomaly, a deviation from the common theme, and that's what she represents, and that's why I love her. You see what I'm saying? So now, when you elevate and educate. Now he impressed with you. But if you stay the same, but you looking for what you are not, then he just looking down on you. So what's happening is you attracting what you are. You're attracting what you are. The little ugly who is a wolf in sheep's clothing, that's you. You is Miss Pretty, Little Red Riding Hood, who is a wolf in sheep's clothing because you got the iron for the men who get out of line. You said that. You said I targeted anyone that had a check. I was never taught that I need to be open to love and respecting a man. I never had a chance to just entertain a guy just to see where his head is. I was financially deprived, not because I wanted to be or because I was lazy. I simply didn't have anyone, and the only thing I had was my talk game and my looks, and it was always that way throughout being a teenager. I had to be in their face because I needed wolf in sheep's clothing. So when you attract Lil Ugly, you look familiar because he a wolf in sheep's clothing. So he know how to talk the walk, but then when he get you, then boom, he dog you out. And then the man who others would call attractive, but really he too ratchet, that is you. Because you is attractive, but you come from the land of the ratchet. But yet you have not elevated beyond that. So you looking for a man to pluck you out of Ratchetville. But you got to educate and elevate yourself. So go ahead and get your education. It could be a self-education like me on Google. I don't have a college degree, but I got Google. The people who got college degree created Google. And so anything I need to learn, there we go. Free of charge, educated. Okay, so now I know cast your net further instead of cast your net farther. Now, if you was fishing and you had a fishing net, it would be cast your net farther because that's literal. But because I'm telling you to cast your dating pool net further, that's metaphorical. I just learned that on Google. Didn't have to take a class. You see what I'm saying? So you got to educate, and that helps you elevate. Now you can articulate. See where I'm going? Now these men gonna matriculate. All right, let's look up matriculate. See if that went there. Be enrolled at a college or university. Well, that could work. That could work. The men might be enrolled at college or university that you go to. So now you meet. Now y'all hit it off. Boom. Now you can articulate, and now he the matriculated. And so now you the matriculated. Now y'all meet each other. Boom. Now y'all communicate. All right. Then y'all procreate. Did you see how intellectual I got? See, you got to become what you want to attract. So this is the lesson. Become what you want to attract. This is the other lesson. Stop dating down. Stop dating down. The other lesson is stop looking for somebody to fill your void. Fill your own void. A relationship is not two depleted people trying to complete each other. A relationship is two whole people complementing each other. Now, see, listen. Boom. Each other versus one another. We use each other and one another to show that each person in a group of two or more people does something to the others. There is very little difference between each other and one another, and we can normally use them in the same places. Each other is more common than one another. See how I just said that right there? Boom, I learned something right there. You see what I mean? This is how you elevate. This is how you articulate. This is how you matriculate. Just like that. So you got to keep growing. See, you stagnant. You staying the same. You're not furthering your education, but you want a man who is intellectual and handsome. Guess what? If you pretty, guess what? Become intellectual. Truly intellectual. See, you can't be just the smartest person in the hood because the level down here. And then so you get right here and all of a sudden you turning your nose. Oh my God. Oh, you ghetto. Do you how do you say caramel? Or do you say caramel or caramel? I knew it, you was ghetto. How you spell macchiato? Woo! Boy, I knew it. See what I'm saying? That's what you done did. You done climb up out the hood this much, and now you turn. You ratchet. Oh my goodness, you ratchet. Let me email Tony Gaskins with no periods and commas. Develop yourself, build yourself, work on yourself, become what you want to attract. And then, I got to go. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. I done stayed up here too long. I got to go take my son to practice. Hey, we'll talk soon. I might have to finish this up, but y'all forgive me now. This video here, it's some real, these lessons real, but you got to sit with them, okay? It's a lesson in everything. Young sister, God bless you. Keep growing, keep working on yourself, keep loving yourself, okay? You're going to attract a husband for you, but it's not your time, it's not your season. You're 22. Your husband not going to come before 25. God bless you.